Hello, I'm FGX and if you were to ask me about the most famous Minecraft village building, I would have to say the Blacksmith, because everybody knew that when you found one of these bad boys, you were entitled to some free loot that could range from just an iron sword or some leggings or something, all the way up to diamonds, a horse armor, a saddle, or even, if you were really lucky, some obsidian too. There were so many good things you could find inside these Blacksmith chests, which is why it was so surprising that they updated them quite significantly in the Village and Pillage update. Now, every single type of village has its own design. Here's the Tiger Blacksmith, and sometimes you can even get lucky and find 2 per village. If you're really lucky, you might find 3, and we even found a seed about a month ago that had 4 blacksmiths in a single village, and I put out the challenge, has anyone found more than this? And for the first month or so, no one had found anything, but a couple of days ago, I got an email that just said a seed, and then said you spawn right next to a tiger village with 5 blacksmiths, and in today's video, we're gonna be seeing if that really is true. Because I usually ignore any emails that come in if they make a bold claim and they don't back it up with pictures, but I think for this seed, we'll give it a try. We'll trust your boy K Lamoroy 1500, and we'll see if this really does have 5 blacksmiths in a village next to spawn. That would be insane if it's true, so let's find out if it is. So, hello, I'm AbbyXToyCat. Welcome back to Seed Sunday. This is the weekly series where I show you seeds for Minecraft. But before I can pull out the seeds and make the terrible joke that this is the weekly source of seeds for Minecraft that are interesting and worth checking out in some way, first of all, we have to place a beacon down to mark where the spawn is. And this spawn is really great in my opinion because it's so close to the 0-0 of the world, which is usually a nice little bonus. It's not worth making a seed entirely around, but it makes a nice thing. It's also pretty great that you spawn literally next to a village. Like, you've got a plains biome here, which is always great, but in this case, the village is going to be the way more notable thing. Although, actually, is that a ravine next there as well? Yeah, you get a plains biome, a ravine, and a tiger village. A tiger village which apparently has 5 blacksmiths. So the way that you can tell if a building is a blacksmith, because you might not know all of the village designs, is usually if it has a grindstone somewhere around there, in this case up front, and if it has a blacksmith chest. After all, blacksmith without blacksmith chest is worth nothing. So here is a blacksmith chest which contains a lot of the things I just mentioned: an iron pickaxe, an iron ingot, 3 bits of obsidian, and 2 diamond horse armors, because just in case you've started the game and literally 20 seconds later, you need to give 2 horses armor, but is there 5 blacksmiths or did the guy miscount? This is the ultimate test. There is a second blacksmith further along and another set of loot. This is the same each time. 4 obsidian this time. We're getting pretty close to a nether portal after spawning in a few seconds ago. Then if you can climb this hill, which admittedly is actually a little bit tricky, then you'll find 2 more grindstones and another chest with a diamond in there, so you can make like a jukebox, or more ideally, you probably want to make something a diamond shovel maybe, an iron helmet, an iron sword, and 2 apples. Okay, that's pretty great. Is there a 4th one? And oh, there is a 4th one just over here. A 4th blacksmith chest with even more iron, bread, and some saplings. It's funny, after all the previous one, this one looks lame, but it's still 4 free iron just for walking up to a village. And then is that, do I see it? No, there's no 5th blacksmith up there. Is there a 5th blacksmith anywhere else around here? I have to imagine, oh, here it is. Here is the 5th blacksmith in one village, and this contains even more iron, even more bread, even more saplings. So again, the saplings are worth nothing, let's be real, when you've just started in. But the fact that there's all that iron, all that obsidian, everything all together is insane. So just in case you want coordinates, because there's always someone who's like, so where are the coordinates? And I have to say they're in the top left at all time. That's a Minecraft Bedrock feature if you don't know. But as you can see, here's the first blacksmith, just so you can confirm they're all different on screen right now. The second blacksmith is the one up here. As you can see, you have to climb a mountain, but you know, it's worth it in my opinion. The 3rd blacksmith is found just over here. Oh, sorry, the 3rd one is found a little bit down the mountain. The 4th one is at the foot of the mountain, and the 5th one is all the way over here. The odds of this happening are so absurdly low because, again, no one has even found a second 4 blacksmith village that I know of yet. So the fact that we've got 5 in one village, this might be just close to the cap of what Minecraft can do. Again, it's a cool part of the new village system that you can find so many blacksmiths, but it requires such absurd luck, and you know, it can go the other way. You can find no blacksmiths. So the odds of getting 5 in one village are so crazy. It's also really great if you want to find weaponsmiths, because the grindstone is what makes a weaponsmith. If you get the weaponsmith to his highest level, you can get enchanted diamond swords just by spending emeralds. So the fact that this seed also gives you that benefit, because there's a lot of these grindstones around the village too, this is a very weaponsmith heavy village, which if you like weapons, if you like PvP, if you like speedrunning stuff, that's amazing. And here's the best bit. I've just shown you a village with 5 blacksmiths, and I do have to say, K. Lamroy, I'm glad I trusted you. This is a crazy seed. It's not the 7 dream that I put out the reward for, and that is still out there right now. If you find a village with 7 blacksmiths by chance, by whatever, and it's anywhere near spawn, I will give you 70 off your local currency, whether that be dollars, whether that be pounds, whether that be New Zealand dollars, whatever currency you got, I can give you 70 off it, assuming it's not Mexican pesos, then we'll obviously work out a higher amount. But, you know, that's an offer I still have if you can find 7. But the idea of finding 5 after all this time is just so cool. And this is honestly such a great speedrunning seed for that reason. So many different things in that way. And also, again, access to free enchanted weapons just by using the emerald trading trees, which is great. But it gets better, right? Because here's the deal. If you want to trade things for emeralds, you might need a lot of iron or coal. And here's a ravine offering a lot of both those things. So again, literally to clarify how close this ravine is to spawn, you spawn here. I want to really drive home the point that it's there. If you turn your render distance down to the minimum you can get, like 6 chunks, you'd still be able to see the ravine just over here. And just ahead inside, you can see it's also a really great start to any diamond mines you want to go through, because here's the best bit. It doesn't go all the way down to diamond lair, but it heads into a cave. That cave then goes straight down to diamonds, and if I had to guess, we could find diamonds within a minute or 2 from here. Okay, so this isn't diamonds yet, at least, but just after literally 20 seconds, it heads into another ravine, a ravine which is entirely covered up. So this is a really, really cool find. I feel like you could do something, you know, great with this, because it's not that far below the surface. Like, you could dig into this, make your own ravine, or you could just, like, make, like, a ladder or something going in and out of this, like scaffolding. Again, like a secret second ravine, not that far away from the first one, just in case you do want to dig down. It's here. By the way, there's the spawn, second ravine right next to it that links into the first one. Don't dig down straight here, that's a bad idea. Dig down maybe at these corners instead, but still, easy access to gold, easy access to lapis, which is of course essential for enchanting and is you know, pretty rare if you ever you do get lost looking for it. So yeah, the fact that you got 2 ravines worth of caves and everything else to dive through, this is great if you want iron, this is great if you want coal, it's great if you want any amount of ore, and the fact that it is offered side by side with all the free loot is really nice in my opinion. Oh, and just in case you want to find the easiest way over there, here is a little waterfall. Go through the waterfall, go behind it, kind of like in Zelda, and then you follow behind the waterfall. It leads into a second ravine. That's just the coolest thing in my opinion. Like, I love good cave systems that come with a seed because they allow you to save a lot of time in the mining stage of the game. Because I like mining as much as the next person, but I also think that, you know, until we have a hashtag cave update, we need to have things like this where, like, the game can make the mining easier, and a good seed like this making it easier is great. And here's the best bit about this seed. This is astounding in every way, and I haven't gone more than 100 blocks away from spawn yet, so how about we do that, and how about I show you what the rest of this seed has to offer? Because I'm already seeing by going just a little bit north, you know, we're talking 200 blocks north, there's a jungle with the infamous jungle edge biome where you can find just a lot of green grass kind of separated from the trees because it's fading out. Look at this, rarest biome in Minecraft, found right over there. And then next to that, we also have a plains biome with 2 blacksmiths. Blacksmiths you can easily spot from the sky, you don't have to find the grindstones, but grindstone, blacksmith, grindstone, blacksmith, 2 more blacksmith chests 200 blocks away from spawn. That is crazy. Again, it's not 7 in one village, but 7 blacksmiths across 2 village. I never dreamed we'd see this day before the village and pillage update, but the fact that this is even possible is mind-blowing for you. Let alone the fact that we found it and we're showing it off on Seed Sunday with all this free loot for you to have. If I had to guess, because this jungle is so big, you're probably going to find a jungle temple too. You also find a jungle ravine if those are your thing. I think they're always interesting because you sometimes get vines and you know, leaves, trees in there, etc. But yeah, let's see if we can find ourselves a jungle temple. So I didn't find a jungle temple, but what I did find is this. It's a swamp surrounded by beach. Again, a really bizarre biome combination. You know, like if you follow Seed Sunday, if you follow this sort of stuff, it's really weird to find something like this because it's a lot of biomes clashing together in such a strange way. The jungle's trying to expand all the way to the ocean, but then the game says, nope, here's an ocean, so there's got to be a beach biome instead. But then that jungle clashes with the swamp, which is also trying to extend all the way to the ocean, which is also clashing with said beach biome, which is usually the transition between every biome and the ocean. So instead what you see here is this area where it looks like a jungle, except there are vines coming all the way down it, kind of like a swamp, except also you can see there are cocoa beans going on there, except also there are lily pads in the water, because why not, right? It's a crazy, wacky world we live in, but this is, you know, a real part of the spawn. Again, if you don't believe me, as always, this is a seed video. The idea is that you can instantly disprove it if you want to, but you know, as you all do know, Seed Sunday is a long-running series, and every single seed, assuming you play it in the right update, will work exactly fine, and this is for the most current update, so you can check this right now and realize that, like, my god, this is one of the most astounding seeds I've seen in quite some time. Because in the middle, like surrounded on all sides by jungle pretty much, there's also a flower forest, which, you know, there's a lot of rare flowers you can pretty much only get in Minecraft by finding them in one of these biomes, including the newest flower, though you can find that in plains sometimes. But the fact that all of these flowers are here together, I'm just saying, this is such a great seed if you want to be a collector. I want to do something with the seed. I don't know what it is, but like in my head, it's like, it'd be cool to start a new playthrough where like gotta collect, you know, 100 items as fast as you can, or 1,000 items or something. This is the seed for doing that. This gives you such a great head start in so many ways. So many things that people have to spend hours looking for in Minecraft, you just start with at spawn. We've got pumpkins and melons. Really, they're watermelons, but that's a little side note. We've got pumpkins and melons and ravines and 7 blacksmiths and extreme hills and jungle and swamps and oceans and all these things together without ruining the seed and making it unplayable, which is astounding to me. Anyway, now I'm going to fill out the map, because even though the map spawns you in a weird place, because Minecraft Bedrock right now doesn't center maps perfectly, the one you spawn with at least. So basically, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to explore the world a little bit, and then I'm going to get back to you and tell you if there's anything else really great that's kind of close to spawn, not within 200 blocks, but might be a little bit further away. In case you are curious, by the way, I always fill out these maps by hand, even if there was a tool to do it without doing so, which I don't believe there is in base Minecraft. It's a really handy way to actually visually see the seed and to spot anything that might be interesting. Like, you're not having a lava pit here. It's a bit too far away to mention in Seed Sunday, but it's still really handy to have regardless, because you need to have lava pits to make nether portals. And although you have free obsidian, so it's all kind of irrelevant here, if you want to make a really big nether portal at the surface or whatever you want to do, still a handy thing. I mean, you need 2 extra lava anyway, because you only get 8 obsidian, so maybe come over here. These are the sorts of things you can spot and think about, and you know, in my case, I try to work out, like, is it worth mentioning, or is it just kind of like an okay side feature? And yeah, that's why we do it all in person. Side note, at the very edge of the map you spawn on, maybe it's interesting to you, there is another village, and contrary to most desert villages, which in my experience never have blacksmiths, we have a blacksmith found right here, and you can tell, because again, it's got lava, by the way, 2 lava in case you need it. We've got the grindstone, and we've got 3 diamonds, apparently. Literally just at the top of my head. 3 diamonds and an iron chest plate. That's crazy. That was just a little side note here. But again, if you want 3 diamonds, if you want free diamonds, then you can head over here to the southeast corner. Only 1,000 blocks in each direction away from spawn, which is pretty good for something that's just a tiny little side note, but has 3 diamonds. We also have this big chunky as heck ravine, just in case this is the sort of thing you like to look at. As you can see, big old ravine, and because it's in a extreme hill biome, you're going to find emerald ore. Emerald ore is such a hard ore to find, as I've learned from my Collecting Every Block series. When you're not looking for it, when you're you know, just struggling to find it last, emerald ore can be hard, so you find some for free in this ravine, which might be handy because you spawn near a obviously you spawn so close to a village that you're going to want emeralds. One of the handy ways to get emeralds is just to mine for them if you want. So yeah, something I found fascinating as I finished exploring the map right here is that, as you can see, there is a village, the only one we found within 1,000 blocks that doesn't have a blacksmith, as best I can tell. Maybe there's one in the jungle here. I'm pretty sure there's not, but you can see how it's also a blacksmith which goes right through a roof forest. Obviously not a jungle. I mean, roof forests are kind of their own jungle, because jungle is kind of a vague word, but it's not a jungle biome, but it is a roof forest with houses in the roof forest, which in my opinion is pretty cool looking. I mean, maybe you disagree, but if you do, don't worry, you've got other villages you're going to want to settle down with. Then above this village, we've got this nice ravine right here, which, you know, again, we've got plenty of ravines so far, but this one is really huge in that it scars the map. Look at the map next to where my icon is. You can see just how huge that red ravine actually is by how much it leaves a mark on the map. Then also, we can spot just over here, it is a flower forest, but not just any flower forest, a flower forest with like pretty extreme hills going on the side of it, but not extreme hills the biome. Wow, everything's like biomes, but not today. But no, it's a really cool place to settle down in, I think, because look at the views you get in here. This is like such an idyllic, perfect location, and the fact that it's in the center of all these other things, the center of your map as well, makes it really perfect, in my opinion, as a place to settle down. You've also got these handy little caves you could develop into like ways in and out of it if you want to. What I would do if I was in charge of this area, I would definitely bridge across this river here, or turn this into a waterfall or something, make it like a fully surrounded on all sides by mountain, and then have like a perfectly enclosed little house in a valley, maybe a garden or something, because it's just so perfect, you know, as it is right now, that just a little bit of improving can go a really long way to making this perfect thing that looks like you terraformed it yourself, but really the seed did most of the work. That would be my recommendation. If you like your recommendations, then boom. If you don't, you know, it's Minecraft. You can do whatever you want, you know? This is the game where no one can tell you what you can and cannot do. to. You could start a house right here if you want on this tree. Ignore all the great things about the seed. Don't even go on the blacksmith chest. That's your prerogative. But just in case you do decide to take my recommendation and you do take, this seed and you're like, yeah, I really love having all this obsidian, then what I would recommend doing is starting your Nether portal somewhere fairly high up, like not necessarily the top of that mountain there, although this mountain goes pretty high. The village is even bigger than I first realized. But rather than going up here, which is always nice too, right? I'd recommend going to like a medium height, like maybe 80 or 90, maybe just right here in the center of the village if you want to. You could have it like right on the edge here, do something cool with that. And if you do go to the Nether, let me give you a bit of a guide to there too, because again, when you get a seed this good, you need a bit more than just the overworld. And again, Seed Sunday is all about the seed as a whole, and the seed includes the Nether. So just give you a very brief rundown on the Nether. Again, live for the first time. Is it terrible? Is it great? Let's find out. So you spawn on a hill, which is of course handy. I mean, there are ghasts around, but you can easily avoid those. All you have to do is head about 50 blocks this way, and you're going to find yourself a Nether fortress. It looks pretty abandoned from here, but it's a really interesting Nether fortress because it's meant to generate in the side, it's meant to generate into the netherrack almost, but this one kind of didn't. But instead of generating over a pit of lava, which is usually the alternative, it's generated over a very shallow bit of netherrack. So it's great in the sense that it's not a dangerous nether. Again, if you try, except over here, this is quite a dangerous area, but it's great in the sense that it's not a dangerous nether to go to. It's a nether you can get into very easily, and then you can get out very easily as well if you so choose. So yeah, that's really nice in my opinion. Obviously, it's going to come with the same chests all over the place that contain stuff like saddles if you want those. Because none of the blacksmiths, of course, came with a saddle, which is one of their shortcomings, you could say. You can easily fix that right here in this Nether Fortress if you so choose. And yeah, I think this is a really great Nether Fortress spawn, that close to your portal. And as far as the rest of the Nether goes, I mean, do you like Nether terrain? Then you might like this. Do you not like Nether terrain? Then you'll hate every Nether spawn ever, right? That's just the way this works. But yeah, there's a pretty decent Nether. It's a pretty decent place to head into the Nether in terms of where it puts your portal. And also, if you want to do something like, let's say, make that valley in the center, then it's probably fairly easy to like find a place down here right near the surface. Like if you make it lower down, then it's less likely to conflict with your existing one. And then you can just make a portal over to there that you can easily link to that first one. Although in this case, it seems to have appeared me into a cave. This is something I tried to do on a Let's Play recently and it just didn't happen, but it's happened here for the first time. Look how handy this is. We found a cave just by using the Nether. Pro tip, that's how you can use Nether portals. But still, assuming you didn't link yourself into a cave and you didn't go so low down, then you would be, if I'm not mistaken, right below that beautiful area that, again, I would love to make a house in someday. Maybe we should just stream doing that, actually. But here you can see it's the flower forest, and just over this hill over here is the area that I thought was beautiful. So isn't that nice? I think that's nice. And yeah, it's a thing you can get with this seed. I'm in love with this seed for so many different reasons. It's the craziest, rarest seed we've found so far, but it also has a bunch of great, terrain on it. This is kind of unprecedented, and therefore I'm going to end this by putting out the challenge to you. One, use this seed. You have very little reason not to if you're starting a new world and want a big boost. But second of all, can anyone still find 6 or 7 blacksmiths in a village? Again, the fact that 5 was possible after all this time makes me think probably not. But if you ever do find 6 blacksmiths, or even, heaven forbid, 7 blacksmiths, let me know. Send me an email, or preferably, please stop sending me emails on seeds. I appreciate it, but please use the Reddit. There's a place so other people can upvote your post and, etc., etc. Put it on the Reddit, or put it in the Seed Sunday thread on the Reddit. There's a couple of options you have if you want to send a seed to me, and email is like the worst version of that, but you can do so. And yeah, if you share a seed and you're the first person to share the seed, then I'll of course give you 70 of your local currency. And wouldn't you love 70 of your local currency? That's a lot of money, so why not even load up seeds trying to find it? Because this is something astounding, and I'd love to see anything like this. So thank you very much for watching this week's Seed Sunday. Thank you for not emailing me, despite the fact that we've got a couple of email seeds here. Emails are just the worst because people expect you to respond. It's like, this isn't, I don't ask you to, message me, and therefore you can't ask me to message you. But some people don't like that format. They're like, nah, you owe a reply to everyone who ever emails you. Even if you get 30 emails in a day, you've got to just send something back to everyone. And also, it's got to feel personalized and great. And it's a whole thing. I struggle with email. But you know what I don't struggle with? Hitting that subscribe with notification button. Yep, I nailed that one. Side note here, but do you see how there's a bunch of seagrass like growing into the mountain? I don't know if this is meant to happen. It feels like it definitely shouldn't. But here it is regardless. There's seagrass outside of sea. Ever want to see that? Well, you can. Literally, it's spawning. What a crazy world. And yeah, thank you very much for watching this week's Seed Sunday, because I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.